Look at the bottom of your fireplace or wood stove today, and what you will see is not just the remains of combustion, it is a concentrated mineral treasure that the chemical industry wants you to throw in the trash. In 2026, potassium has become the metal of discord on global commodity exchanges, an essential nutrient for plant life that is under the control of transnational mining cartels and subject to price fluctuations that make small sovereign production unviable. You have been convinced by off-the-shelf agronomy manuals and colorful NPK fertilizer advertisements that wood ash is a dangerous residue, too alkaline or poor in nutrients. They created in you a technical fear of burning the roots, so that you keep paying for synthetic potassium derived from potash salt mines on other continents, a form of fertilization that acidifies your soil and kills the mycorrhizae you spent years cultivating. They want you to ignore that. In the ash of a single hardwood log resides the mineral record of decades of solar and geological absorption. They hide the fact that ash is the mineral skeleton of the forest, returned to pure form by the purifying fire. But while fertilizer prices skyrocket and the nutritional quality of market fruits collapses, a secret of peasant alchemy remains guarded in the silence of self-sufficient properties. The method of fermented ash with organic acids, a technique that not only neutralizes the risk of excessive alkalinity, but releases the minerals locked in a form of extremely high bioavailability that makes your orchard explode in flowers and fruits within a few days. Today, we will open the seals of the Mineral Potentiation Manual. We will learn to transform a simple cup of ashes into a serum of explosive fruiting without spending a single cent. Prepare to see your tomatoes. Lemons and grains reach a weight and sweetness that laboratory chemistry will never be able to replicate. If you are ready to reclaim authority over your land's nutrition and break one more link in the industrial chain, subscribe now. Join our technical resistance. The Mineral Abundance Manual is open, and your liberation begins now. To master this technique from the 1800s, you must first understand the physics of combustion and the chemistry of remaining minerals. When a tree grows, it acts as a biological miner. Its roots seek trace minerals, calcium, magnesium, and, mainly, potassium, from the deeper layers of the soil. These minerals are incorporated into the wood structure, transformed into organic complexes. When fire consumes the organic matter, carbon and hydrogen evaporate in the form of gases and heat. But the minerals are non-combustible. What remains in your ash is a concentrate of oxides and carbonates. The fatal mistake of the amateur farmer is to apply the dry, raw ash directly onto delicate plants. In its dry form, ash is extremely hydrophilic. It steals moisture from the soil and instantly raises the pH to caustic levels, which can, in fact, paralyze microbial life and block the absorption of other nutrients. The master of technical resistance, however, performs enzymatic neutralization. We do not use ash as dead powder. We use it as the base for an acid fermentation. The secret lies in reacting the carbonates in the ash with weak organic acids, such as homemade apple cider vinegar, fermented whey, or the juice of discarded citrus fruits. This rustic chemical reaction does something magnificent. It converts potassium carbonate, which is aggressive, into potassium acetate or citrate, substances that are the preferred food of plant cells. By performing this external digestion in your fermentation bucket, you release the calcium and magnesium that were trapped in the crystalline structure of the ash, transforming an alkaline residue into an organic mineral chelate of immediate absorption. Imagine the roots of your plants finding, instead of a caustic powder, a soup of minerals already prepared for osmotic entry. The result is what resistance agronomists call fruiting shock. The released potassium acts directly on cell turgor pressure, accelerating the transport of sugars from leaves to fruits. This is why a plant treated with fermented ash not only produces more, it produces heavier, denser fruits with an immensely superior shelf life. Come closer to the workbench and observe with rigor the materials your wood stove has produced. Not all ash is created equal, and your technical authority depends on your ability to distinguish the quality of your grey gold. The first pillar is biomass origin. Avoid at all costs ash from treated yew painted wood, plywood or MDF. These woods contain phenolic glues, formaldehyde resins and heavy metals that fire does not destroy, but rather concentrates. Using such ash is poisoning your soil with industrial waste. The master selects ash from hard and virgin woods, such as oak, dry reforestation eucalyptus, or pruning remnants from orchards. Hardwoods have a mineral density up to 5 times greater than softwoods like pine. The second pillar is the state of purity. The ideal ash for our fermentation is white and light grey, fine as talcum powder. If your ash has many black charcoal pieces, biochar, it did not burn completely. Charcoal is excellent for the soil, but for our liquid fertilizer, we seek the pure mineral. Sift your ash through a fine steel mesh. Whatever charcoal remains should be returned to the composting pile. What passes through the sieve is your high-potency mineral concentrate. The third pillar is the acid activation reagent. For total liberation, do not buy vinegar at the supermarket. Use what the system calls waste, fallen fruits that have begun to ferment, the whey left over from making your artisan cheese, or even the fermentation leachate of kitchen scraps, liquid bokashi. These liquids are rich in acetic and lactic acid, the perfect partners for ash neutralization. Observe carefully the smell and color of your ash. Ash that has been exposed to rain loses potassium rapidly through leaching. Ash must be collected dry, directly from the stove, and stored in airtight containers. If the ash gets wet before the process, the potassium, which is highly soluble, will wash away with the water, leaving behind only calcium. Keep your mineral stock dry, as if it were gunpowder, because in truth, for plant life, it is exactly that, the fuel for the explosion of flowers to come. Prepare your glass or ceramic containers, avoid reactive metal, and follow this protocol with the precision of an 1800 alchemist. For the reaction we are about to unleash is potent and immediate. Step 1. The activation dosage. In a 5-liter container, place exactly 1 cup of sifted ash. For every part of ash, you will add 10 parts of your acid liquid, vinegar or whey. Upon mixing the two, you will observe an immediate effervescence. That is the release of CO2, the sound of minerals being freed from their carbonate prison. Stir slowly with a wooden stick until the foaming reaction ceases. Step 2. The maturation period. Leave this mixture to rest for 48 hours in a shaded location. During this time, the organic acids will be working on the chelation of trace minerals. The zinc, iron, manganese and boron contained in the ash will become soluble. You will notice that the liquid changes color, taking on an amber or light brown hue. At the bottom of the container, a gray sediment will settle. That is the remaining calcium that did not react, and which is a treasure in itself. Step 3. Decanting and filtering. After 48 hours, filter the liquid through a fine cotton cloth. The resulting liquid is your sovereign potassium serum. This is a mineral concentrate of extremely high potency. The solid residue left in the filter should not be discarded. It is rich in slow-release phosphates and calcium. Bury it at the base of your most demanding fruit trees. Nothing is wasted in resistance engineering. Step 4. The harvest dilution. Never apply this serum pure. It is too strong for root tissue. For a foliar application, which is the fastest way to induce flowering, dilute 1 part serum to 50 parts clean water. For direct soil application, use the ratio of 1 to 20. Apply to plants that are beginning the bud phase or that have small growing fruits. The fermented potassium will travel through the plant's vascular system at a speed that will leave granular fertilizers far behind within less than a week. You will notice strengthening of the stems and intensification of the color of the flowers. Many fail because they try to use ash from barbecue grills impregnated with animal fat and cooking salt. Sodium, is the poison of the earth. It competes with potassium and destroys soil structure. Use only clean wood ash. The amateur's mistake is excess. Sovereignty requires balance. One application every 15 days is enough to transform an ordinary garden into an orchard of millennial abundance. Why does the modern agro-industrial system insist on selling us bags of potash and superphosphates, while millions of tons of ash are dumped in landfills every year? The answer lies in the architecture of dependence. If you know how to extract nutrition from your fire, you stop buying carbon credits and inputs from the big petrochemical companies. Using fermented ash is an act of biophysical transmutation. You are taking the energy of the sun that was captured by the tree over 50 years, the thermal energy that heated your home or cooked your food, and returning the mineral residues of that journey to the earth, closing the closed-circuit cycle. In the world of 2026, where global logistics is fragmenting, owning your own mineral stock is the equivalent of owning physical gold in a financial collapse. This technique requires you to change your view of waste. In nature, waste does not exist. What exists is matter out of place. The master of technical resistance is a master of resource reallocation. He sees in the ash the phosphorus for the roots, the calcium for the cell wall, and the potassium for the sweetness of the fruit. He understands that biological authority is not bought at the cooperative counter. It is earned by observing the intelligence of the forest and the transformative power of fire. Observe the impact on your family. Fruits fed with real minerals from fermented ash have a micronutrient density that fruits pumped up with synthetic NPK will never have. You will feel the difference in the taste, the satiety and the mental clarity that comes from a properly mineralized body. Food sovereignty is what, above all, the sovereignty of your lineage's health. By preparing your first cup of fermented ash, you are not just making a fertilizer, you are making a manifesto of technical independence. You are proving that rustic knowledge is superior to off-the-shelf technology and that your survival has no price set by the global market. Imagine your orchard loaded, the branches bent by the weight of fruits that seem sculpted in vibrant colors, while your neighbors lament the price of food and the weakness of their vegetable gardens. You now hold the formula to transform the remains of your firewood into the abundance of your table. You are the alchemist of your backyard, and your fire now feeds the earth as much as it warms your soul. The freedom of 2026 is built with hands dirty with ash and a mind clean of propaganda, but remember, minerals are the bricks, but water is the mason that carries them. What good is having the best potassium in the world if your water system is flawed or if you still depend on the electrical grid to irrigate? In our next technical resistance gathering, we will unite the power of water with the precision of engineering. I will teach you the secrets of capillary irrigation and cotton cord, a passive system from the 1800s that delivers the exact moisture to each plant, drop by drop, without pumps, without electricity, and without waste. We will complete the cycle of rustic automation for your total autonomy. Keep your ash stock dry and protected. Keep your acid fermenter always active in the shade, and keep your sovereign spirit above any manufactured crisis. Technical resistance is the only path to real and lasting freedom. Until the next chapter of our liberation, stay firm, keep your lands mineralized, and remain sovereign.